Feng Huangyuan, who had just been reborn from the ashes, was approached by Deng Shentong again and punched. Feng Huangyuan smiled at the corner of his mouth and put his hands in front of him to block. Although his vision was deprived, he had a special way to predict Deng Shentong's attack. Just outside the mist, the shrine maiden Mayumi Takeuchi slowly knelt in a ruin. She slowly cut her wrist, and large pieces of bright red blood flowed down and merged into the Takuchi scroll in front of her. The nourishment of blood made the Takuchi scroll become more strange, and in the pupils of Feng Huangyuan, which had turned white, there was a mark of reincarnation rotating. The battle between the two top mutants was still a collision between flesh and flesh in the end. Feng Huangyuan, who could deprive people of their sight, took the absolute initiative in this battle. Feng Huangyuan relied on special abilities and passively defended. Although he also tried to launch an attack, he couldn't see it, which always slowed his rhythm by half a beat. The red phoenix fire burned on his body, but he couldn't catch Deng Shentong, whose figure was hidden in the light. Puff! This time, Deng Shentong turned his palm into a knife and accurately pierced his heart. This time, I see if you can live or not. Deng Shentong stared at Feng Huangyuan and said word by word. But this time, Feng Huangyuan still climbed up from the ashes intact after spontaneous combustion. Deng Shentong finally confirmed Feng Huangyuan's ability. Immortality. Even if it is hit in the vitals, it can be reborn through the fire. This ability is indeed a bit troublesome, because no matter how you kill, unless you destroy every cell of the opponent can be resurrected again. Feng Huangyuan was reborn in a perfect form. He said to Deng Shentong with a playful smile, "Sorry. The biggest advantage of me is that I can't die. A person who can't be killed, he can use all kinds of means to kill any opponent." Deng Shentong didn't care. He snorted lightly. "Unkillable? Then can't I just kill a few more times?" He didn't believe that there were people who couldn't be killed in this world. All carbon-based creatures will die. Either he didn't find the life gate of Feng Huangyuan, or the number of kills was not enough, but it didn't matter. He would keep killing until Feng Huangyuan could no longer be reborn. Deng Shentong stroked his cheek, and his voice became cold. "My teammates are still waiting for the news of my victory. I don't have so much time to waste here with you. So, let's speed up the progress." "Great Shumi! Illusion!" In a trance, Feng Huangyuan's eyes regained their sight for the first time. He actually saw the distant figure of Deng Shentong in the white world. But before he could be happy, Deng Shentong's shadow was infinitely stretched along with the whole world, and the scene around him began to change bizarrely. He saw the bustling city of Kyoto, and the next moment, he returned to the wilderness of Kagoshima. From the past to the present, from the countryside to the city, even the noise of worldly fireworks appeared in his ears. Is this an illusion? Although he realized what was happening, he couldn't stop it. What his eyes saw and what his ears heard were all false things. Boom! Feng Huangyuan's head exploded like a watermelon. He lost his sight, and even his hearing was disturbed. He couldn't deal with Deng Shentong's attack at all. Outside the mist, Takeuchi Mayumi's blood began to fade on the scroll, but she didn't hesitate to cut her wrist again. The weather was too cold, and the wound would coagulate quickly, so she had to cast witchcraft in this way frequently. Shishimonojima Satoru looked at this scene and felt a little distressed. Everyone knew that doing so might cause the whole arm to be disabled. Even the witch with extraordinary abilities was no exception. But Takeuchi Mayumi didn't hesitate at all. "I am willing to do anything to make our people take root in this vast land." In her scroll, the phoenix rose again. Feng Huangyuan stood up again. He seemed to be unaffected. No matter how many times he died, he could be reborn perfectly. And after his rebirth, his condition was not diminished at all. Impossible! This is absolutely impossible to do." Deng Shentong frowned and made his own judgment in his heart.
Even if rebirth is an ability, it also consumes superpowers. Even if he looks unharmed, he must have consumed a lot of superpowers. As long as I kill him a few more times, I will definitely make him disappear completely, Deng Shentong
was not panicked at all. He didn't believe that there were really people in this world who could not be killed. Compared with others, Feng Huangyuan had no advantages in other aspects except that it was more resistant to killing. "Come on, let me see how many more times you can die." Deng Shentong came behind Feng Huangyuan as fast as light, and his right leg was swung up like a long whip, aiming at the back of Feng Huangyuan's head and whipping it hard. But this time, even though Feng Huangyuan was deprived of the ability to see and hear, he still accurately blocked Deng Shentong's attack. With his arm, using vision to influence hearing, smell, and taste is called synesthesia. Deng Shentong's ability, the Great Zhumi Illusion, is to use this to influence the enemy, so that the enemy's mind and body are completely in different spaces, and then kill their physical bodies. As long as you are hit by this illusion, it will be useless even if you close your eyes. So in common sense, no one can block his attack after being hit by an illusion. However, Feng Huangyuan Ren did it. Although Deng Shentong is obviously better in terms of the strength of the two, Feng Huangyuan Ren's blocking still shocked Deng Shentong. He couldn't figure out what this man relied on to do it. "Fight to the end!" Deng Shentong's fist blasted at Feng Huangyuan. This punch was like thousands of fists attacking together. As the most cutting-edge product of Deng's group's biotechnology, his physical strength is comparable to that of a top-level enhanced mutant. This is why Zhang believes that Deng Shentong is the most perfect mutant, and in the future he may break through the shackles of his own mutant level and reach the Epsilon level. From the perspective of a mutant, Deng Shentong is a perfect existence. He is an attacker and defender, and he is impeccable in both mutant arts and close combat. There was no light in Feng Huangyuan's eyes, but his body instinctively resisted Deng Shentong's attack. The collision between fists made a deafening boom sound. It didn't look like two mutants fighting, but rather like two rhinos wrestling. Feng Huangyuan's fighting power is really terrible. Even when he almost lost his five senses, he was still able to fight with Deng Shentong. But in this situation, he suffered a congenital loss after all. In an instant, the two had fought for hundreds of moves. Deng Shentong's fist broke through his defense and pierced his chest again. Feng Huangyuan quickly stood in front of Deng Shentong with a posture of rebirth from the ashes. Deng Shentong had a sneer on his lips and his eyes were full of fighting spirit. He reached out and pulled out an ice blue pistol from his waist. He rushed over before Feng Huangyuan was completely reborn and shot him in the head. The pitch-black bullet is very different from the ordinary origin bullet. There is a white wing on it. It is a bullet specially used by Deng Shentong. This bullet can not only destroy demons, but also contains extremely terrifying genetic toxins. Once it enters the human body, it will quickly spread throughout the body along the blood, quickly corroding a person completely. Even if it is a mutant, it will quickly disintegrate if it is shot by this bullet. After Deng Shentong was shot, his body quickly turned black and died again. Then, continued to be reborn. Deng Shentong is not an impatient person. He has encountered many difficult opponents, but it is the first time he has seen a mutant like Feng Huangyuan who can't be killed no matter what, and will be reborn in a perfect posture immediately after being killed. In terms of strength, he can beat Feng Huangyuan. However, here, how can he kill Feng Huangyuan? Is it true that he can't be killed? No, there must be a way. But if I continue to waste time with him here, the result may not be what I want most. It's better to try to seal him. Deng Shentong figured it out. With his strength, it is not a problem to kill Feng Huangyuan many times, so there is naturally a way to subdue him. Then take him back to the laboratory of the region and hand him over to the scientific research. department to slowly analyze him. There is always a way to deal with him. Thinking of this, Deng Shentong began to change his combat strategy. He took advantage of the process of Feng Huangyuan's resurrection to take out a silver rope from the backpack he carried with him and then quickly tied him up. During the resurrection process, Feng Huangyuan had no power to resist. When he was resurrected, his body was already firmly tied up by Deng Shentong. "Come back to Blizzard City with me, you miscellaneous cultivator!" Deng Shentong pulled Feng Huangyuan with one hand and said coldly. But at this time, Feng Huangyuan, who was tied up tightly, suddenly laughed. At first, the laughter was not loud, but soon the laughter became more and more rampant. "What are you laughing at?" Deng Shentong asked with a frown. Feng Huangyuan looked at Deng Shentong and smiled brightly, but his eyes were still cold. "Of course I have to laugh to be able to kill the captain of the famous Tianshen team." This time he didn't speak Japanese, but poor Chinese. But this joking remark made Deng Shentong furious. He punched Feng Huangyuan's forehead hard, causing blood to splatter. But Feng Huangyuan didn't care, he was still laughing. Without any signs, he exploded. In front of Deng Shentong, he exploded all over the sky, and large pieces of blood rain fell with a whoosh, of course, splashing all over Deng Shentong. Deng Shentong is a very clean person, which can be seen from his love of dyeing white hair and wearing silver-white clothes, but Feng Huangyuan's self-explosion made him covered in sticky blood, which made Deng Shentong very angry. However, before Deng Shentong could clean the blood, he suddenly felt all over his body up and down. It seemed as if there was a fire burning. Deng Shentong was in great pain. He looked down and found that it was not an illusion, but his body really began to burn. The blood of Feng Huangyuan flowed along his clothes onto his body, and the silver-white combat uniform was also stained by blood and was unbearable to look at. The blood flowing with colorful colors did not solidify and turn black after leaving the human body, but instead burst out with a more dazzling brilliance. Then it was burning. The surging flames soared into the sky, turning Deng Shentong into a fireman. Deng Shentong let out a painful wail, and he tried his best to activate sacred body blessing to resist the burning of the flames. But the temperature of the flames was too terrible, and he was caught off guard, and it was too difficult to resist. At this time, Feng Huangyuan climbed up again from the broken flesh and blood. He stared coldly at Deng Shentong, who was burning in the flames, and grinned. "This time, it's your turn to be reborn from the fire. The power of the phoenix is not something that everyone can bear. The blood of the phoenix is the most terrifying fire poison in the world." "Die!" Feng Huangyuan roared and rushed towards Deng Shentong, who was burning in flames with his naked body. Deng Shentong struggled to resist the burning of the phoenix fire. At this time, he couldn't even open his eyes. But at this moment of life and death crisis, something suddenly came to his mind. Obviously, with his strength, he can definitely defeat Feng Huangyuan. Even if he can't kill him, as long as he is fully prepared, it will be easy to seal Feng Huangyuan. But why does it feel like the other party seems to know everything about him? And even this battle is a trap. Deng Shentong vaguely felt that something was wrong. "I can't possibly lose! How could I lose? With my ability, how can he fight me with his little tricks? It must be because..." While Deng Shentong was struggling, the Phoenix Court had already rushed over. "Come on, Captain of the God Squad. Let's see who can hold out to the end. But I kindly remind you that I can't be killed." This time, it was the Phoenix Court who came to torture Deng Shentong. At this time, he had to admit one thing. He couldn't continue to fight. But on the edge of life and death, there was one thing he really figured out. That is why he lost in this battle. It's not that he's not strong enough, but because... Puff! Feng Huangyuan hit Deng Shentong's chest with a knee strike. Although he was protected by his battlesuit, he still flew backwards dozens of meters and fell directly into the ruins. At this time, blood gushed out of his mouth and his eyelids could hardly lift up. In the corner of his eye, he saw Feng Huangyuan naked, grinning like a devil, and walking towards him. Ah, I know, I finally know what's going on. It turns out that from the beginning, I was their target. Blood foamed in Deng Shentong's mouth, and he didn't even have the strength to stand up. But at least I have to bring the information back, he thought weakly. Feng Huangyuan walked in front of him and looked down at him with the attitude of a winner. Deng Shentong closed his eyes, and a faint light flickered in his long silver hair. Just when Feng Huangyuan was about to reach out and take off his head, Deng Shentong's head exploded with a boom! An extremely terrifying force swept over, directly sweeping away the fog within a radius of a kilometer. The thick fog rolled back and rolled out,